welcome back to my channel. For the ones that are new, welcome to Pisces Dimension. Like, share, and subscribe so all your friends can find out what is good. Pisces, you have the Queen of Wands. And it's talking about courage, confidence, independence, focus, zest for life, determination, and joy, Pisces. Woo. Pisces, I love this card because it's describing, okay, we've been talking about being laser focused in your priorities in December, Pisces, but this is for the week of December 8th to December 14, 2025. In the bottom deck, it had the Chariot, and behind the What is Good card, it had the Two of Pentacles. So what does these three cards are letting me know, Pisces, is that you are laser focused in your you making progress in a lot of things, Pisces. Also, you know, you have multiple priorities right now. Maybe you were not as busy as you will be this week and in the month of December, Pisces. Time management. There is some changes and you adapting accordingly, Pisces. I mean, Piscean is a mutable sign, so you know, when it comes to adapting to new you know, changes that come in, sometimes there are some changes that, you know, they happen fast, and you know, you gotta focus, you gotta act, you cannot be staying in the limbo, Pisces. This is what I'm talking about, Pisces. And this is for the week of, I was gonna say January, December 8th to December 14th, 2025. How you all doing? I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is having a nice night, nice day. If you see me during the day, have an awesome, awesome week, Pisces. Pretty much this is for mid-December, kind of second week, you can say, yeah, second week of December, Pisces. We are already in December. Time is flying, Pisces. You know, I know we're gonna have fun this New Year's Eve, Pisces, and nothing but good things are coming on year 2026, Pisces. Well, let's see what is good with Pisces for the week of December 8th to December 14th, 2025. What was I gonna say? 2029? Huh. Pisces, maybe something is going to start now, and it's gonna maybe you're gonna start getting to know somebody, and you guys will get married in 2029. I don't know, Pisces. What was I gonna say? 2029. 2029. It has a significance of something, whatever the case may be, Pisces. So we got this one. it's like what I was just talking about. It's kind of talking, I don't know, kind of resonate with that. Not myself, but what I was saying. 2, 4, 5. One more card for Pisces for the week of December 8th to December 14th, 2025. Okay, you got an extra card, Pisces. And I like it, Pisces. You have the 7 of Swords. After that, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Then you have the Knight of Cups. After that, you have the 5 of Pentacles. Then you have the 3 of Cups. The Queen of Wands. And last but not least, the 4 of Swords. What is this telling me, Pisces? So Pisces, for some of you, you gotta watch out with somebody that is having money problems and he wants to offer you a relationship, Pisces, but it's more like for them to, it's looking for you to save them from their money problems, for their issues. It could be, you know, they want to move in with you because they're staying with a relative because they lost their place. It's the holidays, so, you know, they probably bring you a gift, but it's you know, to try to get on your good side and, you know, try to get in a relationship like right away and shit. It's like, you know, that's crazy. For other Pisces, okay, I mean, this person, when they want to come to you and get on your good graces and getting on your good side and thinking, you know, they're gonna sweep you off your feet with a gift so they can enter in your life that easily so you can take care of them. How dare they? How dare they? But for other Pisces, somebody wanted to they were acting sneaky, trying to it could be damaging your character, it could be court matters, thinking that they have something up their sleeve so they can be on top of you, you know, not literally, let me see if I'm saying it correctly, to be ahead of you, either in a court case or it's some shape or form of insecurity that they have, because I mean, you don't think you're better than anybody, okay, but you know who the fuck you are, you know what you bring in the table when it comes to in a relationship, at work, in life in general, Pisces. You have high confidence. You don't think you're better than anybody, but you are a better version of yourself than last year, than last month, than yesterday. You know what I mean? You're a very creative person, okay? For other Pisces, there is new love coming, and it has nothing to do with this hobo that wants to get in your pants and wants to have a relationship for you to take care of them. It has nothing to do with that. But in some shape or form, you are basically creating red flags where there are not. Okay, so Pisces, as much as new love is coming, it's like you are it's not that you're closed off and you're pessimistic about love and things of that nature, but you have you're focused in what you gotta do, whether it's work, some goals, financial goals. I don't see that you're struggling. I see more like you are meticulously planning for the future. Okay, generational wealth. I mean, what will you leave to your children if you have kids? And if you don't have kids, you don't want to, I'm not saying you are surviving paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you're living comfortably, but you want to live more comfortably. Okay, maybe you have a car, but you know you want to upgrade to your dream car. You're renting and you want to own a home. You maybe take one vacation a year and you want to take more vacations. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with upgrades, Pisces. It's like you have hit milestones, and once you hit the milestones, it doesn't mean that life stops there. Okay, you hit this milestone, check. The other one, check. The other one, check. And it's like they are all checked, Pisces. Like you need new milestones to check, to accomplish and check, and move to the next, up to the next, up to the next. You know what I mean? I like it, Pisces. You know? So it's the reason why that you are not just letting anybody in when it comes to relationship wise, Pisces, because you don't want nobody and nothing to fuck shit up. And I totally feel you, Pisces. Okay, just don't let a happily ever after pass by because you concentrated in material things. There is nothing wrong with being laser focused in your goals and priorities and things of that nature, Pisces. But it's like I'm gonna put you an example. Jennifer Aniston. I love her dearly. I do. She was one of the cast members from Friends, and I grew up watching Friends. You know what I mean? So, she's OG favorite. So she talks about she put aside motherhood for acting. And now that her clock, her time is up, meaning she cannot conceive any children, she regrets at least not to freeze any eggs. You know how they do the, what's the name? I don't know the procedure. If it's a fertility procedure. I don't know how they do that, okay? She wishes that she took time for motherhood because she will have kids now. You know what I mean? When I started having kids with my ex-husband, it was one after the other, okay? We had one miscarriage and the other one, it was an ectopic, so I had to have an abortion and one of the fallopian tubes removed. Then I got a fertility treatment, and with one fallopian tube, I had 4 kids. And people, I put my promotion business aside so I can, have children and, be a stay-at-home mom and things of that nature. Yes, the relationship didn't work out, but I have my kids, Pisces. Look at Cardi B. Got 4 kids. Look at Rihanna. Understand that we will not be young and fertile forever. So sometimes you have to put things aside for you to be able to have a family, Pisces. Regardless if, there is divorce, whatever the case may be, children are, the most precious gift, and she's regretting not having children, or at least freeze any of her eggs. So Pisces, I just hope that you don't let this good person pass by, because once that train leaves, it doesn't come back. Okay? Pisces, I just told you, but it's like I can tell you what spirit is telling me, and it's kind of like the advice from this. Basically, that's what just happened, but I'm gonna go through each card anyways. So Pisces, the holidays are here. There is gonna be a test of faith, Pisces. It's gonna be a test of faith, okay? Because you're gonna get the abundance. All right, you're gonna make money. You're gonna make the moolah, okay? And you're gonna be so concentrated in, in success. And I'm not saying that, it's gonna overtake and you're gonna get cocky and feeling better than other people. That's not the case, Pisces. But you're gonna be laser focused in the professional, okay? Also creating red flags where when they're not there. I mean, yes, you have painful endings with relationships, whatever the case may be, but not everybody is like your ex, okay? Marriage is coming. So you're gonna be in between your professional life and there is this amazing girl or guy that is coming, and it's like you just don't want to deal with heartbreak anymore, and you want to stay into professional. Is it somebody from work? It's telling you to have faith, Pisces. You can still be ambitious and be professional and do what you gotta do, Pisces. Here comes the anxiety. Here comes the red flags that we're not where they're not, Pisces. Like the fear of being in competition with someone else, sometimes there are relationships that really fucks us over to the point that, you know, it fucks up with our trust. It fucks us um with the way that we could love, Pisces. Hi, my loves. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Jello Rose. Happy December. It's already December. Like, I cannot tell you that my ex-husband was my worst relationship, worst breakup ever. Okay? Believe me, I have worst. This is nothing. But it's not that it gave me a sour taste, but it's more like I'm wiser. You know what I mean? I don't create red flags that are not there. But you know, I'm very happy by myself. You know what I mean? And for me to change single to taken, it has to be amazing. Amazing. You know, but it's I'm not asking for much. You know, if we feel safe that we're not gonna get hurt, that this person is really the real deal. We have the first love, we have the love that really breaks our heart, and then we have the real love, the one that this is it, Pisces. Okay, so I just don't want you to miss out on this guy, Pisces, or on this girl, whoever the case may be. Okay, don't miss out on this amazing person, Pisces. I'm single, but if Mr. Right comes, I'm ready, Freddy. I'm ready. Pisces, you gotta be optimistic. Not everybody's like your ex, Pisces. If Mr. or Mrs. Amazing comes, don't miss out on that opportunity to be happy, Pisces. Okay? You a natural leader. Okay? There is new projects coming, new beginnings. Also, willpower, Pisces. Okay? For some action. What type of action are we talking about, Pisces? Ooh, Don't miss out. Don't miss out on this good person, Pisces, because you're thinking about your failures from past relationships, because things are going so great professionally, Pisces, that you're just gonna overlook this amazing person that it could be you happily ever after, Pisces, forever and ever, Pisces, for better and worse, Pisces. Ooh, you're dating a Pisces. That's very nice. Wish you the best of luck, my loves. So, Pisces, let's see what the Archangel Oracle cards have to say for the week of December 8th to December 14th, 2025. Let me see. It's 35%. We can still do it. And then charge it for a little bit. Yeah. I hear you, Pisces. I hear you, Jello Rose. You know? I'm gonna tell you something. I was flirting with somebody, right? And then a family member was in trouble. And him as a police officer, he didn't do his job, and that really, you know, that really fucked shit up. I liked him so much, Jello Rose, that I believe I could have swallowed. But have you it's like, for example, if you have a crush on a celebrity and then you get to find out how they really are behind closed doors, and it's like, ugh, you know? So I haven't really seen them around, you know? But now I'm gonna go back to work, the overnight job, and at some point I'm gonna see him, you know? So, but he's not the only one, you know. He's not the only one that liked me, you know, and that I liked. It's just I've been so busy, you know. I had a friend, and I'm not friends with that friend anymore. And there is a plumber slash MMA fighter that is besties with him. Do you think I want to go out with him, being besties with somebody that I'm not friends with anymore? You know, that it wasn't a loyal friend, you know? I mean, you figure the person is Colombian, so it'll be straight up loyalty, you know? But no, it's a fake Colombian, you know? Then I introduced them to my friends, and then when we fell out, you know, he really talked so much shit, and most of the people didn't believe him. They will come to me and say, Nelly, you know, why is he talking shit? And I'm like, well, he eat ass, right? I kid you not, I have enough witnesses that I can take this little faggot to court, okay? And he'll be deported. He'll be guilty and deported. But let him keep talking all this shit, you know? I'm known for, you know, we fall out, I won't make a noise, you know? I'll just detach from you, continue my life, because, you know, that's my priority. I'm more important than the issues that I have with people, you know? For real, Pisces, you really have to think about yourself. And, you know, once you prioritize yourself, and it's not in a cocky way, it's not you thinking that you're better than people, you know what I mean? You're just too good to be on those shenanigans, you know? You're too good to just, you know, not to treasure your peace, not to treasure your freedom, you know? Because how many of us could be in prison right now if we didn't value and prioritize our freedom, you know? Our record, our life. You know what I mean? At some point, you gotta think not to act reckless. You know what I mean? Being a good citizen of society. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you being good, you're stupid. But that's what some people think. Good people are stupid. They don't get a reaction. Oh, they so dumb. Oh, they scared. They don't see us coming up, Pisces. And then when they do, they're like, oh, what you missed out on, right? Typical Piscean Pisces. He has a big personality. What else he has? Big Pisces. I mean, Jello Rose. Hey, 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 Merry Christmas. Well, Piscean, I have your cards. The first one is prioritize with Archangel Metatron. And the message goes, focus on your highest priorities. I will help you to get organized and motivated. This card has been coming out, Pisces. Okay, so there are some things that you have to focus for the ones that are not focused. I mean, for the ones that unfortunately are on substance abuse. We've been talking about that in December. You gotta prioritize. You gotta focus on higher priorities, Pisces. Okay, you are the higher priority, Pisces. Never forget that. Some people will say, how dare she said that? You know, the children are priorities. The expenses, the bills, these are priorities. If you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of anybody else? How are you going to take care of your kids? How are you going to take care of your family if you don't prioritize yourself? By seeing. Then you have Counselor with Archangel Azrael. And your message goes, you are a natural counselor. And many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance, Pisces. Us Piscean, okay, we are the shoulder that everybody wants to cry to. People call us, you know, and tell us their problems. Sometimes we are, you know, sitting, waiting for the bus or just waiting to be called in an appointment. And, you know, strangers, they feel drawn to you to, you know, tell you their life story or whatever the case may be, Pisces. And, you know, sometimes you like, you know, you want to get going, but we listen and we try to give as best as advice as possible, Pisces. So it comes out natural. You know, if some people have criticized you over that, you're a natural counselor, Pisces, and there is no way that you can get away from it. So deal with it, Pisces. If you're complaining about it, I'm sorry, Pisces. You are heaven sent, Pisces. We are. Then you have Hello from Heaven with Archangel Azrael. And the message goes, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings, Pisces. I know it's the holidays and we cannot help but think about these relatives that are not longer with us. You know, ever since my great-grandmother passed away, well, the family was divided before she passed away, but holidays were not the same anymore. And you know, since my grandmother is at hospice not doing good in Puerto Rico, I was a few weeks ago I was reminiscing about her and the good times, because you know, yes, she was difficult and I'm not gonna get into that, but I loved her. I was grandma's baby. You know, I was born. When I got out of the hospital, I went straight to her house after I was born, you know. My biological father abandoned my mother so he can go back to his wife. And my mom was stranded, so my grandmother took her back in. And she made sure that my mother had a home while she was pregnant. and had a home to go with the baby when she gets out of the hospital after having me, you know? So no matter how me and my grandma fell out, you know, I have good memories, and I thank her my life. I thank her about a lot of things, you know? So these relatives that passed away, that, you know, that holidays and life is not the same ever since they have passed away, Pisces. They want to tell you that they looking, you know, over you, okay? That they are with you constantly. They body decays, but the spirit never leaves, Pisces. We're a spirit having a human experience, Pisces, okay? Let go your worries and feel their loving blessings, Pisces. Pisces, there's an inheritance that you don't know about. That's what I just heard. So maybe you should get an investigator or get a lawyer or try to find out, Pisces. Try to find out. All those wills, they don't, I'm not looking for the word they don't expire, but it's like affidavits, you know? Even if you go to court and the motion doesn't go further, there is still proof that you went to court. There is still proof of whatever the case may be, okay? Take back your power with Archangel Raziel. And your message goes, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Pisces. Piscean is the most powerful sign of the zodiac. Take your power back, Pisces. Be confident that you can manifest anything, Pisces. And I kid you not, you can manifest anything if you put your focus to it. Sometimes we have so many distractions, and the biggest one is upbringing, the wrong upbringing. You know, the one that didn't tell you that we are magical creatures. All of us, even cross-watchers, we're all magical creatures. We are manifestors. Pisces? Pisces is the manifester of manifestors of the zodiac. I kid you not, Pisces. Use your God-given power and intentions to manifest blessings in your life. Stop saying, fuck my life. Stop saying, everything happens to me. It's always some bullshit happening to me. Stop. Stop it. Stop that negative self-talk, Pisces. Clear audience with Archangel Sakiel. Give me my flowers, Pisces. I said this word correctly for the first time without stuttering. And the message goes, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. This fucking card has been coming out since I came back to reading in October. I kid you not, Pisces. And I keep telling you, you know, to try to find a quiet place at home or wherever brings you peace. You can shut your mind off and you can concentrate in listening to the voice within, Pisces. If you have a trouble manifesting, if you have trouble, not manifesting, I meant to say, oh my God, oh, um, meditating, relaxing, and shutting off your mind. You know, you gotta be your best friend too. You know, what advice will you give to your best friend if they are in the same situation? What advice will you give them, Pisces? And that will be your answer, okay? And last but not least, clairvoyance. I hope I said it right. With Archangel Raziel. And your message goes, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. Are we talking about the red flags that you're putting where they are not, Pisces? Huh? Thinking the worst of the worst because you've been through it, Pisces, and you don't want to go through it again, Pisces? That's awesome, Yellow Rose, you know? I'm in the same boat. I think I'm a certified virgin. You know? But I'm not having casual sex. I can't have casual sex. The last time I had casual sex, he wanted to kill my ex-husband when we were together. And then, I don't even want to talk about that. I went to war, Pisces, over that shit. And I kid you not, I had no interest to go back with my ex-husband. But I couldn't deal with the fact that anything can happen to him. And I didn't even send nobody. You know, I couldn't think that my children will suffer if he is not around. And I didn't do anything to stop it. I'm talking about, I went to the bar. I knew he was hanging out, you know. Yeah, that crazy local guy. And I stopped it. I made sure that nobody did anything to him because I had kids with him. If I wanted him dead, I would have done it. Hello? But you know, we're not up for that. We good citizens of society. You know what I mean? We accepted Jesus Lord and Savior. Literally, Pisces. I never spoke about this publicly. Okay? But Jesus Christ is already here. He's not making any noise. He's not healing. He's not preaching. He's just watching. And that worries me, Pisces, because there is going to be a lot of disasters that is going to happen. You don't need to run to church to get baptized, but you gotta be a good person, you know. And this year in particular, God tested me, okay? Because I'm a mafia great-granddaughter. I could have used that on my benefit to take care of some business, and I didn't. Last year, I could have gone back to selling drugs, and I didn't, you know? So, this is the temple of God, Pisces, and whoever is listening, you need to watch what you eat. You need to watch who you letting in around you, because energy, other people's energy, Pisces, it's not that brings you bad luck, but for example, if you have sex with somebody, it doesn't matter if it's bum sex. If that person has fucked up energy, forget about it. Forget about it, Pisces. You know, if they have this negativity, you will some of it will stay stuck with you. It takes like 5 years for you to detox from that, and you know, obviously you can do some rituals to get that done sooner, but the STDs that I'm not talking about sexual transmitted diseases. I'm talking about spiritual transmitted diseases. I don't know which one is worse. The sexual transmitted diseases that some of them doesn't have any cure unless you go Dr. Sebi on it, or the spiritual transmitted diseases that sometimes, you know, there are some spirits that get attached to you. Like seriously, you have demons that fall in love with you, and they will try to have sex with you in dreams and shit. I mean, are you kidding me? I kid you not. I'm scared about both, Pisces. I kid you not. You know, there has been times that I'm gonna date somebody and that person is like, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, do you have a STD test? Oh, I don't need to do that. I'm clean. Can you do it? You clean, right? Can you do it? You know, we can do it together. We can go together. Ooh, they take off. That's how you know they got something. If you get offended when somebody asks you for an STD test, you hiding something. For real. I ain't trying to cut none of that shit. That is crazy. You will never imagine that will happen, but it does. Not too long ago, I posted a video in TikTok about these entities that, you know, they take over your body. I caught one on camera, and I didn't even think I caught one on camera. My adult son, my autistic adult son, he told me that he will see things, you know. He just turned 24, and usually when you're schizophrenic at 24 years old, it starts showing, you know, more aggressively. So, you know, there were times that he will have behavioral problems, and, you know, I don't blame him in a certain way because it was caused by a PTSD from some bullshit that happened. And I believe he could have done worse, but you know, he's doing much better now when it comes to that. So he will say that he see things, that he fear things, and you know, that they're evil spirits. You know, it was wild, okay. And he will say, "Mom, something is standing there," and I don't see it. And he'll take a picture, and it'll be like a shape. You know, I know there is a shadow girl here because I seen her. My son's seen her too, but she's not a bad spirit. Okay, she don't like the house dirty. She don't like violence at all. I mean, I'm talking about that she visited him in the dream and took him straight to fucking hell. And he knew he was in hell. He described it to me, and I'm like, yeah, she took you to hell. She made sure to scare the living shit out of him to the point that he never behaved that way ever again. Yeah. She couldn't take his shit no more. I couldn't take that shit no more. But you know, like I said, I needed all the alcohol to be his support system. And to stay out of prison too. But you know, Jesus Christ was mostly, you know, present there because once you decide to detach from a lot of things, like the old self, you know, the self that doesn't serve you for your highest good, the one that reacts as a protection, self-defense mechanism. You know what I mean? But toughness is not loud when it comes to loudmouth. You know what I mean? The toughest, cold-hearted people are not usually loud. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. I know you can relate, Jello Rose, because we were in the same work field, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to working with the community. And mental health is one of the biggest problems, not only in this country, in the world, okay? Now, check this out. So mental health problems are not really mental health, okay? It has to do with entities taking over the vessel. Oh, I seen it, you know? And sometimes substance abuse, it goes together with the mental health, and it makes sense in that part because when you take alcohol, if you translate it in another language, is spirit drink. You know, you take it, you get drunk, you black out. When you black out and you don't remember what you did that night, something else was controlling your vessel. Remember, we're spirit having a human experience. It was another spirit having your human experience. Huh? How many people are in prison from committing crimes that they don't remember they did because they were under the influence of whatever the case may be, alcohol, prescription drugs, um, street drugs, you know? So a lot of mental health problems is not really mental health, it's spiritual. It's a spiritual fucking war, you know? That's why we gotta take care of ourselves. Maybe the person that is having drug problems needed to hear this, you know? Maybe there, of course, when you don't have the drug, there is when you feeling, but there is another word. It's a withdrawals. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I don't, you know, I know how to drink. I don't black out no more. I blacked out once. Never, never have sambuca ever, ever, ever again. Fuck that sambuca, bitch. I appreciate it, you know. I'm glad that you feel that way. You know, this is we don't judge, you know. You don't need to be a Piscean to be here. You know what I mean? That's right. That's right. You're not in control anymore. It's same people with substance abuse. Unfortunately, they're not in control, and you know, when that relative steal from you so they can get their product, um they're not in control. You know, it's the substance, unfortunately. That's why they need help, but when they don't want to help themselves, how the fuck you can help them, you know? You cannot give up. You have to not tough love, but you know, to make sure that they know that you're there for them, and whenever they want to get their life back together, you're going to support them 1,000%, you know. Well, my loves, that's what I have for you. Take care. God bless. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome night. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome week. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome second week of December, Pisces. If nobody told you I love you, I fucking love you, Pisces. You fucking matter. Okay? Never forget that you matter. Chop chop with that substance abuse, if that if that applies to you, you know. Um it's been ascending. Am I saying it correctly? You know, it's been popping out a lot for December reads. So I just want to make sure that we don't have a tragedy with anybody that comes to see this channel. Okay, Pisces. See you next time. Bye.